Welcome back. In this video, we're going to take a look at the second step or the second part of assignment 1. And in this part of the assignment, we're going to be working with local file-based copies of the database. This is like a personal database system like Microsoft Access. And this would be fine if you were running, a small office where 1 to maybe 3 or out at the most maybe 5 people were using the shared database at the same time because you're not using a dedicated remote database server. This is just running as a file system based database on one person's machine. And so not terribly efficient, doesn't scale very well, but it's very nifty if you have a small scale thing that you need to do. And the really neat thing about a tool like this is that if I do need to upsize it, I can scale it up to a central database that can be an industry enterprise standard or an enterprise scale database like Oracle or SQL Server or MySQL, and then I can support hundreds or even thousands of users and petabytes of data and really huge stuff if I need that kind of scale. So let's take a look at what we need to do. So the first thing we need to do is retrieve the LibreOffice local database files. So let's get those and download them. And so let's set aside Canvas and the instructions for a moment. Oh, no, we're going to do it in Canvas. So let's go back to Canvas. Let's go over to our course resources. So back in the modules view before Unit 0, scroll up a little bit and find the course resources, the files you will need this term. And here are my CIS-107 LibreOffice databases. Let's download those. And let's open the folder. And again, it downloads by default to downloads. I don't want them there. I'm going to go ahead and right-click and cut those. And let's go back over to our S drive, or if you're working on your local machine, you could do that in your C drive in My Documents or some other convenient place. Or if you like Google Drive or OneDrive, you could put it there. I'm going to go to the CIS-107 folder and paste that. And this again is a zip file, so I have to extract it. Right click and tell it extract all. And it has created the CIS-107 LibreOffice databases folder and extracted all those different files to it. Great. Okay, so I see I have a whole bunch of databases, just like I had a whole bunch of database scripts for working with MySQL. As a matter of fact, they're mirrors of each other. These are built for the small scale LibreOffice standalone database. And let's see what we are expected to do with those. So let's go back to our first assignment and see what the part 2 instructions were telling us. All right. So it says go and get those files. And once they're extracted, open the ODB file using this. And the ODB file for which database are we working with? This looks like the Candy database. And I ought to update those instructions to make that a little clearer. So I'll see if I can take care of that. But let's go ahead and open the Candy database. And once the Candy database is open, we're going to go create a query in SQL view. And the code, which you are going to learn to write a little bit later, is already provided for us there. So I'm going to copy that, and it wants us to run that. Here we can see it's the Candy database, the Candy 2 database. And then we're going to take a screenshot of the results and put that into a Word document labeled as Step 2 results. And that'll be the document we submit when we're all done to get credit for the assignment. Okay, so let's go open the Candy 2 database. And I did that by just double clicking it. And it's asking me about registering the file formats. Doesn't really matter because, again, even if I register file types and their applications, every time I restart a VDI lab system, it's going to have forgotten them. But yeah, we could say, okay, that's fine. And yeah, I really don't want to get involved in that. We'll just skip that. Doesn't matter. And let's go to queries. And I would like to create a query in SQL View. I've already copied that into the clipboard, so I paste it in. And let's see, I'm supposed to replace your name with my actual name, John Beck. And let's run that. Cool. And I can see that my entire query code is visible and all of my results are there. And I could adjust the width on these columns if I need to, but they're actually pretty good in this case. And so I can now take a screenshot of this entire screen, making sure that I show the important parts, all of the code, and as much of the results as can fit in one screen. And remember, I can move the splitter bar if I need to adjust the size of things. And take a screenshot of that, paste that into our Word document, and we're good to go with part 2. So we'll conclude this video here.